Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
BAL Tire.
Tigers third baseman Brandon Inge is chasing yet another milestone. His next double will be the 200th in his career, putting him in some elite company in Tigers history. Only 25 other Tigers have reached that plateau. Inge and the Tigers taking on the Orioles today as we welcome you to Comerica Park. Beautiful day for baseball, the final game between the O's and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us as we wrap up this series. Tigers have lost the first two games in the series, hoping for a win today. Rod, they've got Verlander on the mound in his last start. Very, very good against the White Sox.
Well, if you're Jim Leyland, it's a nice luxury to have anytime you have one of the best right-handed pitchers in all of baseball towing the rubber for your club, trying to prevent a sweep. And Verlander was simply at his best 5 days ago against the Chicago White Sox. Probably the best curveball he's had all season long. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. He punched out 7. And oh well, he can reach back and get to about 100 miles an hour with his fastball when he needs to. But his secondary pitches are what sets Verlander apart from most. He simply is one of the best in all of baseball.
And he'll take on a Baltimore team that has really played some good baseball recently. What do you make of the Buck Showalter effect on this team? Because since he has taken over, they've really taken off.
Well, accountability. That's what he stands for. Buck Showalter is one of those no-nonsense kind of guys. The Baltimore Orioles players, they know that Buck's going to be here the remainder of this year and for the next 3 years. He was brought in to fix what has been going on in the past. And make no mistake about it, I talked to Buck yesterday. He is simply sitting back and he is observing. He is allowing guys to go out and play, and he will make some observations after this year's over as to which players stay in a Baltimore Orioles uniform.
All right, so the Tigers and O's just moments away. In the meantime, we go back to the Call Sam studios now with more on our coverage today. Here's Justin White. Here in the final game in this series, the Tigers hoping for a win here today to get at least one in this series here. If the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Orioles. It is presented today by Honda Bloomfield. Brian Roberts leads it off at second base. Ty Wigginton is at third, followed by Nick Markakis. Luke Scott, the DH. Adam Jones, big night last night. He's in center. Felix Pie in left. Fox, Andino, and Snyder are your bottom 3 here this afternoon for the Orioles. Here's the scouting report on Justin Verlander, presented today by Ace Hardware.
Well, he's been a beast against the East this year. Although he's only won 3 games, the earned run average is sparkling at 2.59. And JV looking to get to 200 innings pitched for the 4th consecutive season. And he has simply been dominant here at Comerica Park, to the tune of a 10-3 record with a 2.53 earned run average in pitcher-friendly Comerica Park.
Speaking of sparkling, it is a sparkling afternoon here today. 72 degrees our game time temperatures. We kick off the final game in this series. Brian Roberts leading it off, and he waves and misses 1 ball and 1 strike.
Already, Verlander has got the good mixture going. First pitch fastball, second pitch changeup, which is what Verlander has done quite a bit of the second half of the year, mixing in all his pitches very early.
The 1-1. Roberts in the series 3 out of 8 with an RBI. He has been on base now in 22 consecutive games for the Orioles after missing most of the first half. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Roberts had a strained ab muscle that landed him on the DL back in April. Derailed his season. There's the 2-2 again. And it's fouled off.
Roberts is a nice two-way player. Offensively hits 50 doubles a year when healthy. He can also steal you 50 bases a year. And defensively, he's not real bad at second base. Really good leadoff man is Brian Roberts.
Brian Roberts last year scored 110 runs
on a bad club,
which is really amazing. And it sounds like he's playing in the Yankees lineup, leading off for that team. 2-2 the count, just underway. A sunny, clear day here at the ballpark. And Verlander's 2-2 pitch. Running full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
If you're the Baltimore Orioles, you really have one goal coming into the game today, and that's to try to get Verlander's pitch count up to about 100 by the 6th inning, and then they will take their chances with the Tigers bullpen.
Well, not a whole lot of success for Roberts against Verlander. 3 for 16, but one of those hits was a home run. Roberts this year hitting at .287. He has stolen 8 bases. And the 3-2. Fouled straight back. So Roberts has seen a lot of pitches early on here in this at bat.
Verlander also reaching back to 96 miles per hour with that last fastball. Usually JV not throwing that hard in the very first inning. He's right around 92 to 93 miles an hour. Not so today.
Wigginton will follow, and then Markakis here in the first inning for the Orioles. It's another foul back out of play, so this will be the 9th pitch coming up in this opening at bat to Brian Roberts.
Regardless of the outcome of this at bat by Roberts, it will be a quality at bat. 9 pitches. That means Wigginton pretty much has a good idea of what the Verlander fastball is doing, and so do the remainder of the guys on their offensive team today.
It's fouled off. Roberts barely staying alive. And the on-deck hitter Wigginton has seen just about everything already. Watching Roberts put up a pretty good battle here. Orioles have won the first 2 in this series. They're playing much better on the road since Buck Showalter took over. Much better overall. And And there is strike three. Roberts took one too many. First strikeout of the ball game for Verlander.
Pretty good firm fastball at the bottom of the strike zone by Verlander. Roberts thought he had ball four, and he may have had a beef, but it is close enough for Darryl Cousins to call a strike. Pitch Tracks also said it was a strike.
Here's Ty Wigginton. He has an RBI in the series, 1 for 7. Strokes one to center field, and that ball will drop in. Base hit right in front of Casper Wells.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively here today behind Verlander. It is always presented by Beaumont Hospital. You know that Wells is in center field. Jackson not starting in the game. Kelly to his right. Rayburn to his left. The infield third to first reads Inge, Peralta, Rhines, Cabrera. And Alex Avila is catching the day game after the night game. And for the most part, he has caught the bulk of the Tigers games the last couple of weeks. Gerald Laird took some BP today, and he said he hopes to play on Tuesday in Texas.
Here's Nick Markakis with 1 man on, 1 man out. Markakis has hit safely in his last 7. Orioles last night broke a scoreless game with a 4-run 6th. Tigers made it close late. Not close enough, though. Markakis at 288. He's hit 9 home runs. He pops this one in the air, middle of the infield. Peralta hauls it in, 2 gone. Holding at first base. There's the runner, Wiggins.
Verlander making his 30th start of the season. He has 2 complete games. He is 8 2/3 innings shy of 200, which would give him that number for the 4th consecutive year. And, of course, the other numbers, they kind of speak for themselves. The strikeouts, the on-base percentage, the opponent's batting average. Verlander can simply overpower an offensive club.
Luke Scott cuts and misses. Scott in the series 2 for 8. Normally we are watching him just put up monster numbers against Tigers pitching. Career, he is still very good against Detroit, but he's been handled somewhat in this series.
Yeah, they've kind of kept him quiet with a mixture of off-speed pitches, elevating fastballs, then going back with some more off-speed pitches. They kept him off balance.
1 ball, 1 strike on Scott. He's coming off a monster month of August. Luke hit or knocked in 20 runs in that month. Also in the month of August, hit his 100th career homer. Trying to keep it going here with 2 outs. Just underway from Comerica Park. Happy to have you with us today. One ball, 2 strikes on Scott.
3 straight changeups to Luke Scott could not hold up on that last one. Verlander can go quite a few different ways here to finish him off. He can elevate the fastball if he chooses to do so at 96 miles an hour. I doubt very seriously if Scott will be able to lay off of the elevated fastball. He's a good low ball hitter.
And that one missed low. 1 ball, or make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. The August average at 314 with 20 RBIs, although the month of September he has been a whole lot slower offensively. 192. Aren't most left-handed hitters good low ball hitters?
Yes, they are. They love the ball down and in. It's a natural reaction for them just to drop the bat head into the strike zone, and that's where they do most of their damage.
Swing and a miss, and Verlander comes back to pick up a couple of strikeouts. Inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 1st. No score. presented today by Big Boy. Tigers have some changes in their lineup here this afternoon. Here's how it looks. Austin Jackson gets the day off. Will Rhymes leads it off, followed by Ryan Rayburn and then Don Kelly. Miguel Cabrera a bit under the weather today, but he'll play anyway. He's at first base. Then Peralta and Bosch. You have Inge, Wells, and Avila rounding it out. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report. Dontrez Tillman, get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Tillman is not overpowering by any stretch of the imagination, which means he pitches to quite a bit of contact. He also features all 4 pitches: fastball, curve, slider, and the change. He spent the majority of the season in AAA, where he was an all-star, and he has given up 20 home runs in 19 big league starts. So on occasion, he has a difficult time of getting the ball down as well.
Will Rhymes in the leadoff slot today, batting .303 this season. And he takes inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
But I would venture to say that any of the Orioles pitchers give up quite a few home runs pitching in the home ballpark that they pitch in. It is very hitter-friendly, Camden Yards.
That is a pretty safe bet. Tillman's a big fella. He goes 6'6", 210, was born in Anaheim, California. Originally property of the Seattle Mariners. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Rhymes. Make it 3-1 on Will.
That was a pretty good deal a couple of years ago for the Baltimore Orioles when they sent Eric Bedard to the Seattle Mariners. They got quite a few players in return, and Tillman was one of those players. Jones, their center fielder, an all-star, won a Gold Glove also in that same deal.
Bedard, meanwhile, has been injured quite a bit. 3-1 pitch. And he lost him. Ball 4. Leadoff man out.
Let's take a look at the defensive alignment put out there today by Buck Showalter. You got Jones in center field. I told you that he was an all-star, and he also won a Gold Glove. He also has 9 assists. So he is a tremendous defender. And Jackson not playing today for the Tigers, but when he is, 2 of your better, most athletic center fielders in the game of baseball.
Here's Ryan Rayburn batting second. Rayburn just continues to swing the bat. He has a 5-game hitting streak now, and in that stretch, 9 for 18. And the average is as healthy right now as it has been all season, 271. Leland said something before the game about Rayburn. It's something that you have said all season long. When we asked why has Rayburn turned things around, Leland just flat out said, well, I think it's because he's getting consistent at bats. And until you get those, it's really difficult.
Well, if you go 0 for 4, you know you're going to play the next day. And this is the first time that Rayburn's been in that situation. And if you're a player and you don't know if you're going to play the next day because of the night that you just had, you tend to press in all of your at-bats, trying to do too much.
Home run total at 12. He's knocked in 50. Rhymes at first base, leading it off with a walk. Hasn't had a steal yet in the big leagues. There's a bouncing ball foul.
Tigers will have some serious decisions to make this offseason regarding their ball club in 2011. And Rayburn would be one of those decisions, and also Don Kelly, who was in the on-deck circle. I don't think either player is really considered an everyday player, so how many of these types of players can you afford to carry on your big league roster?
Tough decisions indeed as they head to the offseason. Rayburn skies this one to right. It'll stay in the park. Markakis under it. 1 gone.
And Jim gives a lot of credit to Rayburn, but make no mistake about it. Now, the reason why Rayburn's having the success that he is having is Jim Leland stuck with him. Because that first half of the season, he could have very easily sent Rayburn back down to the minors. But he was going on Rayburn's track record of what he did last year. And Rayburn has showed up and did exactly as he did last year.
Here's Don Kelly. 249 average with 6 home runs. So what if Rayburn has a really good final 2.5 months or 2.5 weeks here? Goes into the offseason, and the Tigers, as you mentioned, really have to at least consider the fact that he might be an everyday player.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think that's part of it.
That is popped up. first base side and foul ground. And Snyder hauls it in, 2 gone.
I just think that they know that Rayburn will give them some quality at bats, whether he's in right or left, or whether he's spelling somebody in center. An occasional start at second base. I think that's where his career lies in the big leagues, and I think Rayburn also realizes that.
Well, here's a guy that is an everyday player. That's Miguel Cabrera. 34 home runs, 113 driven in. And in this series, 4 for 7. Wave and a miss. You very rarely, if ever, get through an entire season without catching something throughout the course of the year. Cabrera has something right now. He showed up in the locker room today and said he has a bit of a sore throat, but it certainly wasn't going to be anything that was going to keep him out of the lineup. He has battled, of course, that sore shoulder, and has, through it all, been able to continue to swing the bat, drive in runs. 113 RBIs.
The Tigers have one of the best position players in all of baseball under contract for the next 5 years in Cabrera, and they also have Justin Verlander on the mound today, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball under control for the next 5 years. So it's a really nice building block to have these two forces on your big league roster locked up. Now you have to be creative with the remainder of the dollars that you can spend on the other 23 players.
The 2-1. He couldn't hold up. 2-2 on Miguel.
That's why the Yankees are so good every year. They've got 4 or 5 Verlanders and Cabreras on their roster every season. Guys making $17, $18 million. They can afford to do that. Most teams can't.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Cabrera. First strikeout for Tillman, so nothing comes of the leadoff walk. 1 inning in the books. We go to the second, no score. T-Vico American Bank, strength and stability since 1849. Comcast, call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. And by the new Ultimate 50-50 raffle from the Michigan Lottery, the current jackpot is at least $211,000. Don Kelly earlier today signing some autographs here at the ballpark on a beautiful day here in downtown Detroit.
It's always a special thing when the players take the time to sign the autographs of the many fans that come to Comerica Park on a nightly basis or a daily basis. Over 2 million fans once again for the great Tiger fans.
They certainly show up year in and year out. Verlander back to the hill, and he is facing Adam Jones here in the second. We're going to miss 0-1.
Verlander pretty much has showed his entire repertoire here in this ball game, and he's only pitched 1 inning. He's thrown some fastballs in the mid-90s, that baffling changeup, some good curveballs, and that first pitch to Jones was a slider, backed up by another slider.
Justin struck out 2 in the first. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He chased. 3 strikeouts for Verlander. Well, on a sparkling day today, we remind you that this game is available in crystal clear, sparkling high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast.
And it looks like Verlander refuses to allow his club to be swept here this afternoon by the Baltimore Orioles, who have won the first 2 games of this series. He might punch out 10 today. He's already got 3.
Here is Felix Pierre. Oh, one strike one on PA, who is hitting .278. And Felix in the ball game had a 3-hit game yesterday, and he was 1 for his previous 15, so he broke out of it a bit. Oh, 2. He had an RBI double in their 4-run 6th inning last night, and as it turned out, it was enough, although the Tigers got 3 runs late. Orioles continue to play well, yet they come in at 55 and 87. Bouncing ball right side. Cabrera on the backhand. Verlander will take it for out number 2.
Since Verlander came to the big leagues in 06, I don't think there has ever been a ball that has been hit to the right side of the diamond that he has not been at first base. He is quite an athlete. Quite an athlete. And yes, that's his job to get over there on balls hit to the right side of the infield, but you watch on a nightly basis. Some pitchers, for whatever reason, they just don't get there.
Here's Jake Fox. It's funny, too, because it's something that they work on over and over in spring training.
Verlander's a bright guy. He's a very bright guy, and he's also very talented.
The 0-1. Popped up. Avila drops the mask and the helmet. And that is that. It's a 1-2-3 inning. So a good second for Verlander. You're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire.
want to play without the big guy, that's for sure. But, you know, when you have a lineup like this, you maybe try to be a little more creative. You know, your players dictate what you try to do.
That's Jim Leland talking about a lineup that is a little bit more versatile, and it certainly has been a lineup that he's had to play with since all of the injuries this year.
He has a lot of interchangeable pieces. He's got some infielders that can play outfield and vice versa. He's got some middle infielders that can go on the other side of the bag. He's got a couple of different catchers. I think he's enjoying managing this lineup.
Johnny Peralta rolls the first one to the shortstop Andino. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second.
He also said he didn't like playing without the big fella, although they have played well this year in games when Cabrera has not been in the starting lineup, but he is such a force when he's in.
Bring up Brendan Bosch. He is 0 for 4 in the series. Bosch at .262. Tillman was a second-round pick of the Orioles back in 2006. I should say the Mariners, rather, in 06, before the trade brought him to the Orioles. This is his third stint with the O's this year. Was an all-star in the minor leagues in 11 games at Norfolk. And he has fallen behind 3-0 on Bosch. And he walked him 4 straight pitches. Tigers had their second walk of the game. Here are those AAA numbers on Tillman. A 3.34 ERA. He was an all-star. In fact, he also threw a no-hitter this year.
3-1 as far as the strikeouts to the walks ratio. 94 strikeouts against 30 base on balls. That's always a good remedy for success.
Here's Brandon Inge. And he's missed on 5 straight. And time called by Jake Fox. Inge at .252, 1 for 8 in the series. Brandon's still looking for that 200th double.
Well, this will be a good pitch to do it on. It should be a fastball. It's a predictable count for Brandon. And if you do get your fastball right here, you might as well try to hit something in the gap somewhere.
One and one.
He got that fastball, but he decided to take it at 88 miles an hour.
Inge has 6 hits on this current homestand, which wraps up today. Runner goes, a wave and a miss. Here comes the throw, the tag. It is not in time.
That's why, even though that's a hit and run with Bosch and Inge swinging, as a base runner, if you have speed and you have the ability to steal a base, you need to get a good jump. And that's exactly what Brennan is able to do. He gets a good jump, and therefore he's able to slide in safely at second base. And there are so many base runners on hit and runs, they simply rely on the hitter to put the ball in play. Therefore, they don't get that good a jump, but that's a nice job by Brennan.
That's his 5th stolen base of the year. That's driven to center field, and that ball will drop. Base hit. Bosch coming to third. They stop him there. And a single for Brandon Inge. Something brewing now here for Detroit in the second.
Nice little 2-strike swing here by Brandon. Chokes up a little bit, gets a little hanging breaking ball, and doesn't try to do a whole lot with it.
Bring up Casper Wells, getting the call in center field today for Austin Jackson. Wells off to a nice start in his big league career. 320 down the stretch here for the Tigers. And has showed some pop, including his first big league home run against Jesse Crain in Minnesota. Casper. has 14 hits in his last 12 games. Inside, back him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It will be interesting to see whether Tillman goes back inside with a fastball or whether he does what 99% of the pitchers in the major leagues do. They knock you off the plate with a fastball and simply go right back outside with a breaking ball. I like this.
Right back in there.
I like this. Most guys don't do that. As a hitter, and once a guy comes inside on you like that, you know pretty much he's going right back outside with something soft.
Bouncing ball to short. This could be 2. There's 1. Here's the relay. Not in time. Wells able to beat it out. That means Bosch will score. Well, the Tigers have the game's first run.
The ball not hit very hard, but I was kind of surprised that Roberts came across the bag as nonchalant as he did, which meant he was not going to get a lot on his throw. And what you try to do here as a second baseman, you get there, you brace yourself, and then you allow yourself to get a lot on your throw. And if he does that, they might get that double play, but he nonchalantly came around that second base bag and jumped off the right foot and couldn't get anything on his throw back to Snyder. Had plenty of time to do it the other way.
Here's Avila. RBI number 11 for Casper Wells. Alex batting .215. Jim was asked before the game today by one of the writers, is Alex Avila going to be your starting catcher next year? And Jim's response was, well, we're playing him every day now, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Of course, the Laird injury has made it easy for the Tigers to run him out there every day. But Alex is being evaluated here the final couple of weeks, and Leland said this has been a good test for him. For the first time really in his career to be run out there every single day. See what he can do.
Well, Laird is a free agent, and more than likely they are not going to re-sign him. At least I don't think they are, which means Alex is going to get every opportunity to be their starter. He's in a really good position, is Avila.
Leland said the one thing that he really has done well at in terms of progressing and getting better is developing a rapport with the starting staff. And I guess it's easier to do that when you're going out there every day.
True.
This typically would have been a day for Max St. Pierre to catch. But Leland wanted Avila out there with Verlander on the hill. And it looks like it'll get back into the seats, and it will. Here's Max, who's made 1 big league start since his call up from AAA out of Quebec City, Quebec.
I talked to him a couple of days ago while they were taking batting practice, and I simply said, how you doing today, Max? And he said, I am fantastic. How could I not be? I'm in the major leagues. Living a dream is exactly what he said.
14 years worth of minor league baseball has finally paid off for Max. Runner going and a swing and a miss. So Avila is out on strikes. Inning is over. Tillman gets his second strikeout. Tigers get a run, though, and we go to the third.
Tickets, picnic, and party suites are available with groups of 15 or more, receiving discount tickets to select games while supplies last. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com for a picnic or for a party.
Great day for either here at the ballpark. The Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead on the Orioles. Final game of the series. Kids back in school, but it's a Sunday. And that means the kids are always at the ballpark.
They got those binders today, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I was going to look that up. They got them. All kids 14 and under received a back-to-school binder today.
So you got no excuses for not having your homework all in control, detailed, organized.
Oh, they find excuses. Andino is leading it off. Andino, Snyder, and Roberts.
Nice numbers for Andino in AAA. 13. He drove in 76. He earned the call up.
Peralta handles this one. One out.
I did not know that Peralta's hands were as good as they are. Of course, to be a big league shortstop, you have to have good hands, and he was a good big league shortstop in Cleveland before moving to third base when Asdrubal Cabrera took over that position last year in Cleveland. But he has acquitted himself quite nicely to that position once again.
You think the move was more range related than anything?
Yes, I do. I do believe it was more range related. They also had another second baseman they wanted to look at, and they felt like that was their best infield with Peralta moving to third. Sometimes when you get forced out of a position, you kind of take it personal. I think he's enjoying playing shortstop once again.
See, first big league at bat for Brandon Snyder, and he pops it up. There's Peralta again, right at the bag for out number 2. 7 straight set down by Verlander. He's going to bring up Brian Roberts with the bases empty. He struck out to start the game, but it was a lengthy at bat. A third of Verlander's pitches today have been to Roberts, who had that long at bat in the first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He's got him set up 1-2. Fastball up with the letters that Roberts was able to get a piece of and stay alive. Brian Roberts had 56 doubles last year. 56 of them, which was a record for a switch hitter.
That's amazing when you think of all the great hitters, all the great switch hitters all time. He is number 1.
He's going to turn on this one and roll it slowly to second base. Rhymes gobbles it up, and the inning is over. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. He has set down 8 straight Orioles. All right, Justin, as we go to the bottom of the third here at Comerica Park, it is 1-0 in favor of the Tigers. We got a run. And a fielder's choice ground ball by Casper Wells. Top of the order is up there. Will Rhymes leading it off in the bottom of the third. And that's pulled foul down the first base line. 0-2 on Will Rhymes. Rayburn and then Kelly to follow.
And Rhymes got a day off yesterday, mental day off. Had a couple of games where he wasn't swinging the bat as well as he had been, and that's what managers recognize. They just kind of get you away from it for a day, and that's what he did with Will yesterday.
Let's see if Wigginton can get to this one. He will on the track at foul ground.
Jim also doing that today with Austin Jackson, a day off, protecting the youngster's legs.
He's going to bring up Ryan Rayburn.
Rayburn, as we mentioned the first time up, has been doing a lot of damage in this series. And one of the reasons he's using his lower half, he's driving balls up the middle, he's driving balls the opposite way, and he's also playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. All three of those swings were tremendous swings by Rayburn.
In his last 34 games, he's knocked in 27 runs. Chops this one to third base, and right there is Wigginton.
And Tillman got away with one there. A hanging breaking ball there to Ryan. Boy, that was on a tee, but he just didn't hit it as hard as he would have liked to. That's part of it. A real good look in slow motion. It's a good breaking ball to hit.
Here's Don Kelly. Tillman fires strike one. Kelly popped up in the first inning, 0 for 1. Ground ball right side. Right at the first baseman, Snyder. And that's an easy inning, a 7-pitch inning for Tillman. We go to the fourth.
Let's take a look at the Orioles managers this season. They've had Dave Tremblay, who was fired after 54 games. Juan Samuel took over. He managed 51 games. And Buck Showalter now has been at the helm for 37 games. And once this season concludes, they will have 3 managers that would have managed 50 or more games, which will be the first time in the history of the game there's been 3 different managers manage that many games during the course of the season, 50 or more. It's fascinating.
As you mentioned, Showalter will be around for the next 3 years after this season. Got his team playing some good baseball. Verlander on the hill here as we go to the 4th inning in a 1-0 game. Tigers have the lead. Ty Wigginton leading it off, and then Markakis and Scott. Here's the 0-1. Of the three that we just showed there, really only Juan Samuel has had extensive playing experience in the major leagues. And he was a really good player. Here's the 0-2 to Wigginton. Swing and a miss, and Verlander racks up another strikeout, his fourth.
Nice little circle change here by Verlander, and Verlander's not afraid to throw his changeup to right-handed batters. There are some pitchers a little reluctant in throwing that pitch to righties because sometimes you make a mistake with that pitch. Lincoln Mercury going to show it to us in Exmo. But Verlander is not one of those guys. He usually locates it at the bottom of the strike zone in an unhittable area.
Markakis takes high. 1 ball to no strikes. He popped up back in the first inning. There's the 1-0 pitch. I guess the one thing you can point to when you talk about, is a guy an ace? Is he a stopper? Does he get your team a victory after a loss? And Verlander in his career has done a really good job of doing just that for Detroit. It's fouled back out of play. Look at some of these numbers on Justin in terms of what he does after a Tigers loss this season and career.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
42 and 25 lifetime. Here's the 2-1. Fouled back 2-2 on Nick Markakis.
He is just an uncomfortable at bat on most days. Since coming to the major leagues in 2006, no pitcher in the American League has won more games than Verlander. That's how good he's been.
It's just fouled down the third base line. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Markakis is out of there. Make it 5 Verlander strikeouts.
Oh, he's got that nasty, nasty stuff today. And it really doesn't matter what pitch it is. And that's the high-octane fastball in the mid-90s. He's got a great delivery, too. Just a really good, sound delivery.
And he has retired 10 straight with that strikeout of Markakis. Here's Luke Scott. The only base runner for the Orioles today, the single by Wigginton back in the first inning. 1-0. Verlander against the East this season has been very good. A 2.59 ERA, 3-2 record. And he's really done some of his best work against the Orioles. He gets ahead again, 1-2. Justin is 4-0 in 6 starts against the O's. Hasn't lost to him.
He is doing such a nice job against Luke Scott. Luke Scott can't even swing the bat. First time up with his change pieces. He got a strikeout. This time fastball. Nice curveball. It's tough. You can only laugh sometimes, but Verlander is an uncomfortable at bat. And Luke Scott is a Tiger killer.
Although he's been slowed in this series, so he's being demoted from a killer to somebody that's just bothered the Tigers now this year. Quite a bit, but still they've slowed him down. The 1-2 is low, 2-2.
Darryl Cousins, he wanted to go up with that right arm on that last breaking ball. He almost called it. He flinched.
We'll count on Luke Scott trying to get something started here with 2 outs in the 4th. Adam Jones would be next. And Verlander trying to finish him off. And a bouncing ball to short. Johnny Peralta. That'll end the inning. 11 straight set down by Verlander. He is cruising along.
.com. Mike O'Hara quarterbacks our Lions coverage, and Dave Dye goes the distance with all the news on the Spartans, Wolverines, and the entire Big Ten. Get your football fix now at Fox Sports Detroit.
Miguel Cabrera leads it off in the home half of the fourth inning. Tigers lead 1-0. Both teams with just a single hit today. Tigers got a walk, a steal, a base hit, and a ground ball to score a run back in the second. Tillman has thrown 42 pitches for the first 3 innings. He got the Tigers in order back in the third. Cabrera fouls one away. 1-2 on Miguel.
So far in this game, Tillman has been successful throwing fastballs by Miguel. First 3 pitches of this pitch sequence, all fastballs to the big fella.
Swing and a miss. And he will strike him out for the second time today. 3 strikeouts overall for Tillman.
Well, you saw Fox with the glove asking for the fastball up, and Tillman threw it exactly where he wanted it, and Cabrera could not hold up on it.
He's going to bring up Johnny Peralta. You could probably look at so many different areas with this Orioles team and why and how they've improved under Bud Showalter, but the one stat that really sticks out are the pitching statistics and the quality start statistic. There's a ball inside 1-1, and whatever you think of the quality start stats, some like it, some don't. The Orioles have had 25 in the 37 starts they've made with Bud Showalter as their skipper. So their starting pitching has kept them in games, and they've been able to win a lot of those games. That has been one of the big reasons for their turnaround.
The manager makes a difference. You know, there are some people that believe that managers don't really make that much of a difference at this level. But if he didn't, you wouldn't have one. Managers do make a difference.
Tap to third base. Wigginton has it. And Peralta's out.
On how they go about their business, how they motivate their players, how the players go about their business, the kind of clubhouse that is run. Managers are a big part of it. Tigers, of course, have an outstanding manager themselves in Jim Leland, who's been at the helm for a long, long time. We didn't give Jim his props a couple of days ago. He passed Earl Weaver on the all-time wins list for managers.
Really?
He did. I think he stands at number 20 now.
How do we not give him props for that?
I don't know how we missed that, but we did not. Start talking about all the managers all time. Jim Leland is right up there with some of the best.
Bosch takes ball 2 outside. It was Bosch who walked, stole a base, and scored. He's back in the second. The game's only run so far. He stole a base on a missed hit and run. Inge did swing. He just missed the pitch. And that's fouled back out of play. 2-1. Still trying to decide if I like that quality start statistic or not. I'm just kind of on the fence on that. 3 earned runs in 6 innings or more. 3 earned runs or less in 6 innings constitutes a quality start.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I guess most managers would tell you a quality start is one that you go out and win.
True. 3-1 pitch. And how about Bosch? Another walk. That's his second of the game. And the 3rd overall for Tillman. We'll give Inge a chance here in the 4th. Single set up a run back in the second for Brandon.
Tillman throwing a lot of fastballs here today. Not overpowering fastballs, but well-located fastballs, anywhere from 89 to 93 miles an hour. Jeremy Guthrie, who started for them last night and pitched 7 innings for the Orioles, Also had a really good fastball in last night's game, spotting it very well.
It's flared to right field and a long run for Markakis, who comes in to make the play. Very nicely done by Nick Markakis. Tigers get a walk, stranded man, and we go to the 5th.
Reasons why he is he has overpowering stuff. We're going to show you all 4 of his pitches. He's got the fastball. He has 5 strikeouts today. He's gotten a fastball strikeout. He's gotten a change up strikeout as well. And he also threw Jones a really good slider his first time up. And then he has the curveball to go along with that. So 4 pitches is what the Baltimore Orioles are looking at here this afternoon. And the scary thing about it is Justin can throw all 4 of those pitches at any point in time for a strike in any count.
And there are his numbers today. 52 pitches so far in this game. 4 innings, no walks, 5 Ks. Adam Jones leads it off as we head to the 5th inning in this one. 1-0 in favor of the Tigers. It's been dominated by both starting pitchers, really. Tillman has done good work for Baltimore as well.
Really, you can be a good big league pitcher with 2 above average pitches. 3 kind of sets you apart from most guys. But when you add in that 4th pitch, which Verlander has done the last couple of years in that slider, that puts you in a whole nother stratosphere.
Elite. 1-1 on Jones. Verlander has retired 11 straight since the 1-out single by Wigginton in the 1st inning. That breaking ball got away. 2-1. Jones had himself quite a night last night. 4 hits. And he was walked intentionally, so he was on base 5 times. Two and two.
Not fair. Just not fair on most days. 82 with a breaking ball, then come back from the same arm slot and throw a fastball at 98 miles an hour.
Waiting on deck, Felix Piet. And Verlander's 2-2. In the air to center field. Gasper Wells coming in.
Hey fans, see the Tigers battle the Kansas City Royals September 20th through the 22nd. Enjoy the weekday value pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 soft drinks, and 4 bags of chips for only $55. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
I'd probably eat 4 hot dogs myself right now.
It's a good day for that.
Pop up, shallow left. That'll drop in. Base hit.
Day game, go home, fire up the grill, put a couple hot dogs on there and hamburgers.
But there's nothing like a hot dog at the ballpark. It tastes different. I don't care what anybody says. It tastes different. Jake Fox will bat. That is just the second hit for the Orioles, and Verlander had retired 12 straight before that bloop single.
Verlander will need to keep a very close eye on Felix over at first base. Not a true base stealer, but yeah, there are a lot of teams in the American League that know that Verlander has given up quite a few stolen bases this year with that high leg kick. Therefore, that last leg kick that Verlander showed you is an abbreviated version. It's not a slide step. It's not a high leg kick. It's sort of right in between.
Vila, nice job to slide over there and smother that one. Fox is a Michigan Wolverine. In fact, he was an all-team, all Big Ten performer. And a third-team All-American in his days at Michigan. Born in Indiana, 28 years old, Jake Fox. He has hit a lot of home runs in the minor leagues. In fact, a couple of years ago, he hit 31 in the minors.
Said he loves coming to Comerica Park and playing against the Tigers. Has lots of friends around and people he went to school with that are rooting for him. Feels comfortable in this ballpark, is what he said.
He wants time. He was almost caught there by Verlander.
There you have it. The amount of stolen bases given up by Verlander this year. 21 in 28 chances. He does have 2 pickoffs. He's got a quick move to first. Very quick move to first. But once he decides to go home, he's very deliberate, and opposing base runners have just simply picked that up. I will say most of those stolen bases kind of came early against JV. He has simply since then gone out and worked on his move, worked on a few different things, slowing down the running game.
Runner goes. Avila will throw down to second high and a steal for PA.
That's what opposing base runners do. And they simply wait for the high leg kick against Verlander, and then they run. That is now the 22nd stolen base this year. See that high leg kick? That's exactly what PA saw. He gets about 5 steps under his belt, and Avila had to pick it and then try to throw a strike down to second, where Rhymes had to reach up and then try to tag at PA as he slid into the bag.
First time the Orioles today have gotten a man in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch is high, 3-2. Robert Andino on deck. Orioles trying to tie this one up with a base hit. Tigers got a run in the second. And that's slapped toward right center field. Wells not going to get it. It'll roll by him. This one goes all the way to the wall. It'll score the run. PA comes around. Fox on his way to third, and he is in sliding with a triple. It's a 1-1 game.
Fox comes in with a .222 batting average this year, but whenever he sees the Tigers, he just kind of perks up. And this Baltimore Orioles team, on this current road trip they're on, they've already won 4 games. They won 2 in New York. They've won the first 2 here at Comerica Park. And they just kind of stay close until they can strike, and that's exactly what they've done here in the 5th. Aided by that base hit and stolen base by Felix PA.
Fox has his 22nd RBI. They've got him at third now with 1 out. Infield coming in for Detroit. And Dino trying to give his team the lead. Pitch out. Nothing happening, though. And Dino bounced out his first time up. He was called up from AAA in September, early September, the 1st to be exact, at 13 home runs. Way inside, 2-0. Get back out of play. 2-1 on Andino. The Orioles have won 11 of their last 17 away from Camden Yards. So this already has been a good road trip for Buck Showalter, who continues to evaluate. Right on that, fouled it straight back. 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Verlander.
This kid's got some bat speed. He has got some bat speed. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. He's right on it.
Make it 3-2.
Yeah, this next pitch to Andino will be the pitch that Verlander feels the most comfortable with today. It's a big pitch, his biggest pitch of the afternoon. He needs a strikeout. It's the curveball.
And he got him.
Lights out. Lights out.
6 strikeouts for Verlander. He'll keep the runner at third, and we remind you to vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game today. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338 FSDET. See the final results post-game during Tigers Live. 2 gone now. The infield will relax. They back up. Here is Brandon Snyder. Snyder popped up in his first major league at bat back in the 3rd.
Tough duty.
He's looking for his first big league hit.
That's tough duty. Justin Verlander right out of the chute. First major league at bat.
Well, the Orioles were facing Verlander last year at Camden Yards when Matt Wieters picked up his first major league hit, and that was a triple against Verlander.
I remember that. I think it was the opposite way.
It was.
Left center field.
The 1-1. And that's going to get away and score the run. With 2 outs, a wild pitch allows the runner to score as Fox comes in, and it's 2-1 Orioles.
It's a breaking ball that Avila braces himself for. He knows where the ball is going to be, so he gets down there, and the ball just simply trickles off the glove, off the left arm, and it gets far enough away where as Fox can come home.
Two runs on 3 hits for the Orioles. They've taken the lead, and that's hit back up the middle. Diving stop by Rhymes. From his feet, he throws him out. Nice play by Will Rhymes. Orioles grab a couple of runs, though. They take their first lead of the game, and you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by BAL Tire. trusted name in eye care. And by AT&T, find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T, rethink possible. Tigers find themselves down by a run now. 2-1 is our score. Tillman back to the hill, and he's facing Casper Wells, Alex Avila, and Will Rhines. Wells knocked in the only Tiger run with a fielder's choice ground ball back in the second. 1 ball and 1 strike on Casper. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Orioles. 1 run, 1 hit for Detroit. 2-1.
Tillman has a little deception in his delivery. He's not overpowering, but he's got a little hesitation. And once he kicks up that left leg and gets to his balance point, he kind of stops and then starts up again. Take a look at him here. Stops, and then he kind of jerks violently toward home plate. That's all you need is a little deception to keep big league hitters off balance. And for the most part, he's been able to do that today against the Tigers.
And there's a walk for Wells, and already now 4 walks for Tillman. Only one of them to this point has scored. Well, sometimes that deception doesn't have to be a whole lot. Didn't we see Uehara, their closer last time, kind of throw the ball from behind his ear?
Yeah, he's got that dart throwing delivery at 86 miles an hour. Guys didn't get good swings at him for 2 straight days.
Tying run is on now. Here is Avila. Alex struck out to end the second. Avila 1 for 8 in the series. Want to know on Alex? Tillman misses way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Talking about that trade that netted Tillman. It also included Adam Jones, George Sherrill, who is no longer with the Orioles. Eric Bedard going the other way. Runner goes, and it's a 1-hopper hit to second. They'll still get the out there and still turn the double play.
That is a really nice play by Brian Roberts, the outstanding second baseman. He could see that Wells was running, and Wells was right in his face. And the ball was hit sharply by Avila on the hit and run, and he simply grabbed it and fired to the shortstop Andino, and it wasn't even close at first. Take a look at the shuffle here by Roberts, how firm it is. It's a firm shuffle. And that's a nifty double play.
So the bases are empty now for Will Rhines. He's 0 for 1 with the walk.
You know, you talked about it briefly about how well they have done from a starting pitching standpoint, but defensively on this road trip, the current road trip for the Baltimore Orioles, they played some outstanding defense. And they've also gotten some timely hits against a couple of teams that have some good pitchers. You know, the Yankees, they have a really good staff led by CC Sabathia. And, of course, they have seen Scherzer and Verlander in this series. So they're not afraid. They're playing good baseball right now.
Pretty good recipe there when you turn everything and put it all together. Rhines, meanwhile, made a great play, ending the last half inning.
He gets to his feet so quickly. So quickly.
Hammers this one toward left center field and caught on the run by Felix Pierre.
Slow down, Felix.
So the inning is over. No runs. They get a walk. Lead none. 5 in the books. Named the top 3 home run hitters against the Tigers. Top 3 since 08. That's your trivia question today. Brian Roberts will lead it off as we go to the top of the 6th. And the first pitch from Verlander is outside.
Culminator should be on that list.
I imagine he would be. I can't tell you either way, though, if that's true. But I can understand why you would guess him. 2-0 on Roberts. Wigginton and then Markakis. And that's high. 3 balls, no strikes. Tommy's on a lot of lists.
True. He is closing in on 600 big flies. 600 home runs Jim Tommy's closing in on. And what a nice pickup he has been for the Minnesota Twins this year. In a year where Justin Morneau has basically been lost for the entire second half of the season, Jim Thome has stepped up and done admirable work for Ron Gardenhire's Twinkies.
There's a walk to Roberts. Those Twinkies, by the way, are winning again today in Cleveland, 5-2. They came in with a 6-game lead in the 7th. It's the first walk for Verlander.
And Comcast is telling us that Verlander has touched 98 with his fastball. He's done that a couple of times here today, excuse me, and he has gone as low as 76 with the breaking ball. Something else that Verlander has been working on in the stretch, and that's when he comes to his set positions, being able to throw over to first base after he has come to that set position. Since he's been in the big leagues, he really hasn't been able to do that for whatever reason. Like right now, for instance.
Chopped to third base, foul ball.
Most opposing base runners, they know that Verlander, when he comes to that set position and stops, he's not coming to first base. At least he hasn't done it that much this year. He's worked on it. He's tried it a couple of times, but it's really just not that comfortable for him. When he throws over to first again, he doesn't come to a set. He just kind of just spins and throws to first base. But as a base runner, you know when he comes set, he's not coming over there. So it just depends on whether you want to take the chance of getting a jump or not.
Must be a tough habit to break.
They've worked on it. I've watched them work on it early here. See, that's when he goes to first.
Yep.
I mean, that's a quick move. Guys can't get big leads. But when he comes to that set position, Roberts pretty much knows, okay, he's going to go home now. It just depends on which leg kick he gives me.
Roberts 8 steals. At 50 a couple of years ago.
There you go.
Hey, that time he did it.
There you go. That's what he's worked on. See, that's a totally different look for Verlander. It's something that he's worked long and hard on, but you can see that he almost has to think about it before he does it.
Oh, he's got a big running lead. Roberts, no chance they're going to throw him out. He was shuffling off the bag.
Oh, my goodness.
Haven't seen that in a while. Easy steal.
You're not going to get a better jump than this.
Nine steals now for Brian Roberts.
Well, keep him close. He has the ability to steal third as well.
Wigginton strikes out. And now we go back to the studio. Time for a game break, and here's Justin White. Thank you, Justin. Here it's 2-1, although the Orioles are threatening for more. They have a runner at second base and 1 out.
And Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, has the honors now of keeping Roberts close at second base, and to make sure he doesn't get a good jump and try to steal third. Against the right-hander, Wigginton, who just struck out. It was Rhymes that was holding him. Roberts close.
Markakis, he's 0 for 2. He fanned his last time up as Verlander has rolled up 7 strikeouts in this game. Justin struck out 7 in his last start as well. It's against Chicago. Ripped straight back. 0-2 on Markakis.
I don't think Roberts will try to steal third with Markakis in that batter's box. Markakis is their best hitter with runners in scoring position. He's their number 3 hitter. But in Roberts' career, he has been very successful stealing third. 77 of 85 in that category of stealing third base in his career. This would be risky, however, to do so. Markakis is also 2 doubles shy of 43. And once he gets to 43 doubles, he will be only the 3rd player in the history of the game to record 43 or more doubles in 4 consecutive seasons. That's rare company.
Yet, when we talk about some of these players they have, like Roberts and Markakis, not a whole lot is said about these guys. But, you know, we're talking about guys in Roberts' case where he's had over 50 doubles a few years. And Markakis has quietly been a very productive player.
In case you're wondering about the other 2 players that have accomplished what I just told you Markakis will this year, Joe Medwick did it, and Tris Speaker also did it. And they're both in the Hall of Fame, and they both did it a long, long time ago. It's rare company.
So Avila now going out to the mound to have a chat with Verlander. 2-1 Orioles lead. We're in the 6th inning. Tigers have been limited to just 1 hit today by 22-year-old Chris Tillman. One and 2 on Markakis. Scott waiting on deck. Right back up the middle into center. Roberts will go to 3rd on the play.
He can hit. Just a really good baseball player. Hey fans, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the highlights and show you the game, of course. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit.
So here's Scott with 1 out. They have runners at 1st and 3rd. And the Orioles now have 4 hits.
Scott has not gotten many good swings today against Verlander in his first 2 plate appearances.
The chopper back to the mound. Now they got the runner hung up between 3rd and home. Roberts will be run back by Inge. Avila will make the tag. And that'll leave them with runners at 2nd and 3rd. So Scott didn't have a comfortable at bat there either.
I don't think that ball was hit hard enough for Verlander to go the more conventional way to try to get a double play. 6-4-3 with Scott running out of the batter's box. So Verlander simply took the easy out. That was Roberts who was running in his face.
1-5-2 on the put out of Brian Roberts.
What do you think? You think that's a double play ball if he goes back up the middle?
I don't think so. I just don't think it was hit hard enough. And he had a lot of real estate between him and second base. It would have been a long throw. I think he probably made the right call there. There's a strike call.
It's a big at-bat right here. Big at-bat for Verlander against Jones, who had 4 hits in yesterday's game. can arguably say this is probably the at-bat of the game. If Jones drives in these 2 runs the way the Orioles have played on this current road trip, it's going to be tough for the Tigers to come back.
Well, the Orioles had that one big inning last night. It was a 4-run 6th. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Jones. And right, the way they've been playing, all it takes is that one big inning.
First pitch at 80 miles an hour, a breaking ball that had Jones shaking his head. Then he comes back with 97. Painted on the black on the inside corner.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Verlander with 8 strikeouts. They threaten big time, but do not score.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. It's now time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. We talked a lot about Will Rhymes and his offensive prowess, but defensively he has really picked up everything hitting his direction. And not only does he dive for this one, but he gets to his feet quick like a cat to get the out at first base. Coors Light Freeze Cam is always brought to you by your Frost Group Coors Light.
And the Orioles have the lead here today, 2-1, as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning at Comerica Park. Got to get the bats going. They've not been able to do much against the youngster Chris Tillman out of Anaheim, California. Only 1 run on 1 hit against Tillman. Rayburn, Kelly, and Cabrera here in the Tigers' 6th inning. One and one. Tillman has given up a single to Brandon Inge in the hit column. That's it. Popped up middle of the infield, and Roberts hauls it in. 1 gone. Here's that AT&T trivia question again. Talking about home runs against the Tigers since 08. Named the top 3 home run hitters against Detroit. You guys told me that's got to be one of them. It is Carlos Quentin and Luke Scott of the Orioles. And here are the numbers. Scott, of course, the majority of those home runs coming at Camden Yards against Detroit.
And his home runs came in a lot shorter amount of at-bats than the other 2 guys.
Kelly takes a strike. 1-1.
Tillman starting to mix in all his pitches now here in the 6th inning. Back-to-back breaking balls to Rayburn before he threw him a fastball that Rayburn popped up. And a really nice changeup there to Don Kelly.
Hammered down the right field line. Foul.
So Fox has done a very nice job at leading the youngster Tillman here today. First 5 innings, just about all fastballs, well-located fastballs, but he has broken out that breaking pitch here in the 6th.
Fox catching today. This is just the 6th time he has caught all season. Leading Tillman. And here is the 2-2 pitch. Broken bat roller to first base. Snyder has it, 2 gone. So the Orioles continue to pitch well. Last night it was Guthrie, and today it's Tillman.
Tillman has struck Cabrera out twice today on fastballs. The last time he struck him out, it was a ball. It was up, but Cabby could not hold up on it. But a steady diet of fastballs this afternoon by Tillman to Cabrera.
Tigers today have been out hit 4-1. The Cabrera strikeouts in the 1st and 4th innings. Miguel this year has 84 walks, which is just 2 short of his career high of 86. So it appears he'll get to that no problem. He should establish a career high this year in base on balls. In what all season long has been an MVP type season. And the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Cabrera. Peralta waiting on deck. Bouncing ball right side. Roberts goes a long way to get to it. Off balance throw is in time. Nice play by Brian Roberts. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 6th inning, on their way to the 7th. Orioles lead by 1. Sports Detroit is brought to you by your neighborhood Spartan store. For locations, check out turntospartan.com. And by National Coney Island, fast, fresh, and friendly since 1965. Great day here in the Motor City. We're in downtown Detroit today where the Orioles lead 2-1 as we go to the top of the 7th now. The Tigers trying to avoid a sweep here against the Orioles. Tillman has been tough. So has Verlander. The difference, a 2-run 5th inning for Baltimore. First pitch darts down low to Felix Piet. Big swing. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, PA got it started for them back in the 5th with a single and a stolen base. He came around to score. he also was right in the middle of what they did yesterday against Scherzer. 3 hits in that game yesterday for Felix.
Apparently Luke Scott has done a lot to bring PA out of somewhat of a shell. PA, when he joined the team last year, really didn't talk to his teammates a whole lot. It was new surroundings, came up in the Cubs organization, and Luke Scott got on him a little bit about his work habits, and PA took it to heart. Instead of rejecting his teammates' comments, he thought, well, you're right. And PA has kind of turned things around a little bit this year. He's at 278 coming in. And a single, a steal, and a run scored in this one here in the 5th inning. And that is the difference in this ball game right now, the 2-run 5th. Here's the 2-2, and it's fouled back out of play again. Verlander has thrown over 100 now. He's at 101 in the pitch total. He had 96 through 6 innings. Breaking ball is high. 3-2 on PA. Fox waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. It's going to be another Verlander strikeout. Give him 9 for the afternoon.
You saw that high leg kick there by PA, and against a guy that throws as hard as Verlander, you've got to get that front foot down. It's got to be firm for you to rotate on your backside to give you any kind of bat speed whatsoever to hit the baseball. His foot was still in the air, and that ball was flying right past him.
That's popped up into the sun. Inge coming in. Avila can't find it, so Brandon makes the catch. 2 gone. Twice this year, Verlander has reached double digits in strikeouts. He did it against Seattle when he fanned 10 and Washington when he fanned 11. He has 9 today.
Verlander is turning into a much more complete pitcher. He has the stuff to go out and strike out double digits just about every single time, but very seldom does he try to do so these days.
Here's Andino. One ball, one strike. Well, the effect of that might be the fact that he's staying in games longer now. In 3 of his last 4 starts, he's gone 7, 8, and 8. One more round, he'll go 7 at least in this game. Line drive, base hit right field. He goes the other way. Andino with his first hit this afternoon. And the Orioles have their 5th overall.
The first baseman, Brandon Snyder.
Here's Brandon Snyder. Snyder, a first-round pick in 05, in search of that first big league hit. 0 for 2 in this game. And they ruled a balk on that last one. So they're going to send Andino to second base. Hard to tell there.
Well, I guess he just spun on his feet instead of simply picking him up and throwing to first base. Verlander will get called a couple of times a year on balks for just as he did there, spinning.
Take it 0-2 on Brandon Snyder. Verlander, one pitch away from his 10th strikeout. Snyder calls time.
You're number 9 for a reason, Snyder.
Here's the 0-2. Checked it. And he did not go. Mike Estabrook down at first base.
It's a pretty good call by Estabrook.
Swing and a miss, and Verlander finishes him off with his 10th strikeout of the day. Third time this year he's gone 10 or more. Still a 2-1 ball game.
You can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
Well, it's been a great day for baseball here in the Motor City. The Tigers are still down by a run as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Justin Verlander, 111 pitches into this game, has struck out 10 today. And a nice crowd of 24,170 enjoying baseball today. Another Kids Day here at the ballpark. Tigers wrapping up this homestand. They will be headed to Texas tomorrow, starting their second from last road trip of the year. And we do want to remind you that if Jose Valverde is credited with a save in this game, text Zoom to 37338 to enter to win a party in a Comerica Park suite. It is brought to you by Mazda. Tillman is done with his warm-up pitches. And here in the bottom of the 7th, he'll face Peralta, Bosch, and then Inge. Johnny 0 for 2 in this game, couple of ground balls. Tillman, meanwhile, retiring the side in the 6th. He has given up just one hit, the single back in the 2nd to Brandon Inge. That's it. That's when the Tigers got their run. A walk, a steal, a base hit, and a ground out. That's all the Tigers have been able to do against the young right-hander Chris Tillman, just 22 years old. Breaking ball stays high as Peralta leads it off here in the 7th. He'll be followed by Bosch and then Inge.
If Peralta is able to reach, you wonder if Jim Leland will entertain the thought of possibly pinch running Austin Jackson.
Ground ball foul. That's a good weapon to have on your bench in a tight game. Jackson not starting today. He would be available. A pitcher's duel to be sure today between Verlander and Tillman. A total of 6 hits total between the two teams. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Johnny Peralta. 24 RBIs in his last 26 in a Tigers uniform. He's got 71 driven in overall this year. Well, that one foul. 2-2 the count stays. Checked it. Oh, we went around, said Mike Estabrook. 4th strikeout for Tillman to go with his 4 walks today. Here's Bosch with 1 out. Tillman's pitch count's in fabulous shape. That was just his 89th of the day. One and 2 on Bosch.
Nice call. It's almost first call for me. They were winning by 1 and that. I'll see if I can find out what they said.
And Tillman starts this year in the big leagues. The most he has thrown in a single game is 109. He did that against Texas in early July. Here's the 2-2. 3-2 on Bosch, who already has walked twice in this game. Give him his 3rd walk of the day, and that's 5 overall now for Tillman, who has given up just 1 hit, but the 5 walks been flirting with danger.
The only base hit came, as you mentioned, very early on a hanging breaking ball with 2 strikes, and Inge simply served the ball into center field.
Markakis coming to the corner. Will land harmlessly back into the seats. 1-1 on Brandon Inge. Michael Gonzalez, the left-hander, starting to loosen up in the Orioles bullpen. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Here comes a throw. The tag, safe. Bosch has swiped his second of the game on what appeared to be another hit and run that Inge swung through. So the Tigers got a run back in the second inning.
The 6th stolen base of the season for Brennan Bosch. It's a nice weapon to have. He's got 3 usable weapons. He's got power. He's got some speed. He's got a really good throwing arm as well from the outfield.
Three and two. First time the Tigers have gotten a runner in scoring position since the second when they scored their only run. And Verlander has given up 2 in this game. Chopper hit to the shortstop. And Dino. Inge is out, 2 away with the tying run at third base. David Hernandez now has joined Michael Gonzalez, righty-lefty combo in the Orioles bullpen. Tigers need a 2-out hit from Wells, and there is strike 1.
Tillman has gone back to spotting that fastball as he did for the very first 5 innings of this game. The last couple of innings, he threw more breaking balls. He also threw more changeups, but now he does not want to make a mistake with his breaking ball, so he's simply starting to spot that fastball again. That's a good sign for a youngster. Most guys his age, when they're pitching with traffic on the base paths, they will go to breaking balls and try to fool people. He knows which pitch he locates the best. Breaking ball here. Actually, the fastball right down the middle.
Two and two on Casper Wells. Avila waiting on deck. And Tillman's 2-2 pitch. Make it 3-2.
Nice block there by Fox. Especially with a runner on third. 5 straight fastballs in the 1 breaking ball he throws. Fox knows he has to get down and block it. That gives your pitcher confidence to throw that pitch down there.
He walks it. That's another walk now for Tillman. He has 6 in this game, and to this point, only 1 has scored. So the Tigers can change that. And they're not going to, because Buck has come out. He's going to make a pitching change. So Tillman, with 107 pitches, 2 short of his season high, will depart. Wallside Windows pitching change here in Detroit. They go to the bullpen. We'll be back. and third. Tillman is out of the game after walking Casper Wells. His walk leaves runners at the corners now, and 4 strikeouts in this game.
Michael Gonzalez comes on now for the 22nd time this year out of the Baltimore Orioles bullpen, and he has 20 strikeouts and 17 in 2/3 innings pitched, and the batting average that he's giving up is in the low 200s as well. So he's done nice work.
Avila trying to tie this one up, but maybe some more. The Tigers are down 2-1. They still have just 1 hit in this game. We'll see how they can do against the bullpen. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Avila is 0 for 2. Slow tap hit to the second baseman. That's going to end the inning. So the Tigers threaten with a couple of walks. Lead 2. We go to the 8th. 2-1. As we go to the 8th inning, Tigers still have only 1 hit in this game. Jake Fox has had a big series, 3 for 7 with a home run and 3 RBIs, also tripled. Tillman, good work today despite the 6 walks, and Verlander is still out there, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, and 10, count them, 10 strikeouts. And JV back to the hill now as we go to the 8th inning. Ryan Roberts leads it off. It'll be Roberts, Wigginton, and Markakis.
You're usually not in a position to win a game, as Tillman is after surrendering 6 base on balls, but that's what has presented itself here today.
Roberts hits into the air to center field. Casper Wells under it, and the leadoff man is kept off the bases.
Yeah, but really for the last couple of days here at Comerica Park, the Tigers have not done their best work with runners in scoring position.
Verlander has thrown 113 pitches. Weinhardt's starting to warm up.
Well, this is a reward for Verlander and what he does every 5th day for his ball club. Jim simply running him out there for the 8th inning to see if his team can come back and somehow get him a win here today.
Wigginton is 1 for 3. He struck out his last 2 times, up 2 of the 10 whiffs that Verlander has picked up. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1. Justin's season high in pitches thrown, 127. That was done just a couple of starts ago, and that was in Toronto when he went 8 innings. Tigers lost in extra innings in that game.
What a start that was for Verlander. In that ballpark, against those power hitters. Cito Gaston's team does not hit for a lot of batting average, but they've got some guys that can hit some home runs.
And the 2-2.
Verlander still throwing 97 miles an hour. 118 pitches into this ball game today.
On a line to right field. Rayburn reaching. 2 gone. He's going to bring up Markakis. One for 3 from Nick. 5 hits given up by Verlander. The difference is that 2-run 5th inning, and right now the go-ahead run coming in on a wild pitch with the runner at 3rd and 2 outs. Strike 1. It is on to Texas next for Detroit. They have an off day tomorrow. They will spend it traveling to Arlington. Good swing there, 0-2. And he got him. 11 strikeouts for Verlander, ties a season high. He has done his job tonight. Time for the fans to wake up. The bottom of the 8th inning, and they have the top of the order. Bill Rhymes leads it off. Rhymes, Rayburn, Kelly. 2 runs on 5 hits today for the Orioles. Tigers 1 run, 1 hit. Will had a base on balls back in the first. Otherwise 0 for 2.
Jim Leyland has a couple of right-handers on his bench he could use if he wanted to do so. He could have pinch hit for Avila last half inning, but Gonzalez's numbers are much better against right-handed batters than they are against left-handers. And so Jim apparently playing the matchups.
Jackson getting the afternoon off today, at least so far.
He's getting loose. Here's those numbers. Lefties hit .333 against him. Right-handers only .150. And generally speaking, when you see those kinds of numbers, that lopsided, left-handers against right-handers, that means that left-hander's got a pretty good changeup, and which he will not throw to the left-handed batters that often.
It looked like he hurt himself as he fell off the mound that time.
He's got some kind of violent delivery. It's 2 strikes now, but against a guy like this, if you're Will Rhymes, you can simply bunt that ball past him towards second base, and he will not get you out. Violent delivery here.
And there's a base hit left field. That's exactly what the Tigers needed. A leadoff single by Rhymes, just their second hit of the game and their first since the second inning.
It's also why Jim Leland did not pinch hit for Will Rhymes. Good numbers lefties have against Gonzalez.
Here's Rayburn now. Ground ball, fair ball inside the bag at third base. Rhymes is coming to third, and he is in there standing up. Rayburn has a double that just bled through the infield right inside the bag. And he will certainly take it.
They have a golden opportunity of getting Justin Verlander a win here today. Little changeup that stays up that just trickles past Wigington down at third, and now there's runners on second and third, and Jim is going to pinch hit.
A double for Ryan Rayburn, safe at second base, safe and secure. New York Life. Austin Jackson to pinch hit for Kelly, but Showalter comes running out with runners at second and third. And Buck will take the baseball, so Gonzalez is out. They go right back to the bullpen. Tigers in business here in the 8th. We'll be back.
Elevated fastballs and a nifty turn of a double play by Roberts and Dino back to Snyder, the first baseman. So nice day today by Tillman, but it looks like his decision may not be his for long.
It's in jeopardy right now. David Hernandez will check in.
Talking to Buck Showalter yesterday, and he believes that Hernandez is a closer in waiting. Of course, they got a good closer now in Uehara, but Hernandez stuff works better for a closer. He's got mid-90s fastball, and he's got some separation with a really nice slide piece.
He will face the pinch hitter Austin Jackson with the go-ahead run at second base. Tying runners at third, and nobody out here in the 8th. Ball one outside to Austin Jackson.
Well, Austin just needs to relax, get something up in the strike zone to hit a fly ball to right field. And there is some pressure, however, involved in this at bat. If Austin doesn't drive the run in, Cabrera will not get a chance to.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Austin struck out 3 times in last night's ball game, including to end the game. But he's had a marvelous rookie season. Looked like he went around. Yep, he sure did. Played umpire Darryl Cousins calling it a strike. 1-2.
That's that slider that Hernandez has to go along with that fastball. Yeah, he was a starter and has been a starter in their organization, but now pitching out of the bullpen. He's got good stuff.
Native of Sacramento, California. That's where he was born. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jackson. Fouled away. Jackson hitting .305 this year. 32 RBIs. Knocked down by Fox, and now it's 3-2.
Fox has made a couple of real nice blocks in this game with runners in scoring position. Great effort today by Verlander.
It would be a shame for him not to get a victory in this one. 3-2 pitch is ball 4, and that's going to load him up.
Well, they got to pitch to him now.
A pinch hit walk for Austin Jackson after falling behind in the count, and now they got to deal with Miguel Cabrera. Not a very enviable position here for David Hernandez.
Cabrera has had a difficult time of catching up to the fastball the last couple of days, though. You see his numbers 7th inning or later, and they're very good. 12 home runs, 35 driven in. But with that left shoulder tendonitis or bicep tendonitis, his bat has not been all that quick on fastballs.
Driven left center field. It's down. A base hit and more. 2 runs are in. Rhymes scores. Rayburn scores. Here comes Jackson, and Cabrera cleans the bases. On the first pitch he gets from Hernandez, a 3-run double. 116 RBIs for Miguel.
They had been able to throw fastballs by him all day long, but he knew he was going to get that fastball. We showed you his numbers. 7th inning or later, there is nobody better. And it looks like Verlander is in line now to get his 16th win of the year, thanks to Cabrera.
Still nobody out in this inning. You might as well get a few more. Here's Johnny Peralta.
I brought it up earlier in this game about Cabrera and Verlander. A couple of really nice players to build a team around.
Single, double, walk, 3-run double.
The walk costly because they had no place to put Cabrera. They were forced into pitching to him, which is a nightmare for any pitching coach and any opposing manager late in a game. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Cabrera. The walk is key. An outstanding job by Jackson getting that walk.
Tigers had 1 hit through the first 7 innings. And they put up 3 hits in this frame. Back out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike on Peralta. 4 runs on 4 Tigers hits, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Orioles. Three and 1. Bosch waiting on deck. Line drive caught by the second baseman Roberts.
Great effort there by Peralta. Unselfish at bat. Nobody out. Runner on second, simply trying to move Cabrera along. All you can do is hit it hard, which is what Johnny did.
Here's Bosch. One ball and 1 strike. Brennan has had 3 patient at bats today. He has walked 3 times as Phil Koch tunes it up in the Detroit bullpen. Bosch has also stolen a couple of bases. And the 1-1. Here's rip foul. 1 and 2 on Bosch.
What's going on with Valverde? Do you know?
Got a little bit of an elbow.
Still tender?
Still tender, so it doesn't look like he'll be pitching again today. Well, Jose was saying he was hopeful of getting back into that bullpen and being available soon, but today apparently is still not the day. Here's the 1-2. And another foul back out of play. And a big inning for the Tigers. It all started with a single by Will Rhymes, the Rayburn double, and then the pinch hit walk to Jackson. That has put Verlander in line for a possible victory. Two and 2. Inge waiting on deck. Tigers got a run in the second. They couldn't do anything against Tillman despite 6 walks by the Orioles starter today. And they finally get to the bullpen here in the 8th. Another foul straight back. Miguel Cabrera's 3-run double, clearing the bases, 116 RBIs for the American League leader. Bosch staying alive. Orioles, when we get to the 9th inning, will have Scott Jones and PA due up. This will be the 9th pitch coming up in this at bat to Brendan Bosch. And again the 2-2. 3-2 on Bosch. And you talk about some patient advance here in this game. He has really done a nice job today. 3 walks already. He has worked a 10-pitch at bat in this at bat. 24,000 plus on a Sunday afternoon here. Looking it up. Big comeback with a 3-run 8th. And he couldn't hold up. Went around for strike 3.
Hey fans, follow the Tigers on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phones with MLB.com at BAT 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Tigers.com today for more details.
So they go back to the bullpen. We'll step aside with 2 outs here in the 8th. Tigers up by 2. And we remind you that after an off day tomorrow, we'll be back Tuesday for the start of a 2-game road series against the Texas Rangers. Coverage begins at 7:30 with Tigers Live, followed by the game at 8. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire, Tuesday night on Fox Sports Detroit and Fox Sports Detroit HD. Derek Holland and Jeremy Bonderman. That'll be your matchup for the opener. And then it's Colby Lewis and Rick Porcello in game 2, short 2-game series. Well, the Tigers trying to get that insurance run in now. Alfredo Simon has come on for Baltimore. Simon, 28 years old, actually turned 29 this year. He's 6'5", 260. Inge will face him. Brandon today 1 for 3, single fly ball ground out. Outside, 2-0. Perry has joined Koch in the Detroit bullpen. Simon had Tommy John surgery last year. In fact, he was put on the disabled list in April. And in May had the Tommy John surgery. Two balls, 1 strike on Brandon Inge. This is the 7th man to bat in the inning. 3-1. High fly ball, left field, hit pretty well. Piet going back to the track, to the wall, and that ball is gone. It carried out. Brandon Inge with a 2-out, 2-run shot.
Brandon will take it, but he will also tell you that one was wind aided. Didn't hit it that hard, but it's a serious jet stream blowing out to left field here today. Three-one fastball inside, just pulled his hands in nicely. You see he put his head down. He thought that was a fly out to left field, and the ball carried a couple of inches over the wall. That's how you play the elements.
Home run number 11 for Brandon Inge. He now has 63 RBIs. So the Tigers get some insurance and then some. This has turned into a 5-run 8th. Casper Wells the batter. One ball, one strike. Two big hits in the inning. Cabrera had the bases loaded double. And the Inge home run. While Jackson had a huge at bat himself with a bases loaded walk. And a pinch hitting roll. Or a walk to load the bases, I should say. There's a little pop up. Foul ground. Is there room? There is. Wigginton runs it down. And the inning is over, but a big inning it is. The Tigers take the lead. And the base is loaded double by Miguel Cabrera. They now lead 6-2. As we go to the top of the ninth inning. And Phil Koch will come on and do the pitching now for Detroit.
Well, Phil Koch getting an opportunity to close out this game with Valverde not available here. Also, Ryan Perry still warming up should Jim Leland want to go to a lefty-righty matchup. 2.93 earned run average for Koch, pitching in his 69th game of the season.
Scott is going to lead it off. Tigers score 5 in the 8th to go up by 4. Scott is 0 for 3. First pitch in for a strike. Eleven strikeouts for Verlander in his effort today. Here's the 0-1. Changes defensively for the Tigers. Ryan Rayburn moves from right to left. Jackson stays in the game to play center, and Wells moves from center to right.
And Tigers were trailing by 1 run, and he sent Verlander back out to the mound for the top half of the 8th inning, hoping that his offense would perk up in the bottom half of that inning, which they did. And Verlander now in line to win this game.
Verlander gave up 2 runs in the 5th inning, but nothing after that. He was piling up strikeouts all day long, finishing with a total of 11, which equals the season high. The Baltimore bullpen unable to hold it in this one here today. Missed. Coke kept staring in after throwing that pitch.
Great location. That's exactly where you want to throw your breaking ball. You don't want to hang your breaking balls to left-handers. They can hurt you, but there is nothing that Scott could do with that breaking ball. If he throws it out there again, he might get strike 3 on a swing and miss. Oof, not that far out there.
So it's 3-2 on Luke Scott. Jones lurking. He'll be next. And he walked him, so the leadoff man is on. Let's bring up Jones. Adam quiet today. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball 0 for 3 after putting up big numbers last night. A 4-hit game. Verlander will do that to you. 281 batting average for Jones. Head back towards the seats on a play. 0-1.
If you're Coke here, you shouldn't really be thinking about a strikeout. You should simply be thinking about allowing Jones to put the ball in play. And if you keep it at the bottom of the strike zone with that little 2-seam fastball running away from him, you could get that double play ball, which would aid you into getting out of this little jam you've gotten yourself into with the walk to Scott. Jones bounces into quite a few.
This might be another one. Here's Inge cutting it off. There's one. Relay. Got him by half a step.
Ask and you shall receive.
A 5-4-3 double play. Wasn't hit all that hard, but Inge got to it quickly. 2 gone.
That's good pitching by Coke. You don't need a strikeout. 2-seam fastball down and away. Rolled over by Jones to the quick feet of Inge. And a nice turn by Rhymes.
Now the fans on their feet. 24,000 plus. Looking for the final out here as the Tigers try and end this homestand with a victory. Here's Felix Pied. We'll get back out of play. Tigers, with a win here today, end up the homestand over 500. A 5-run 8th inning today for the Tigers, erasing a 1-run deficit. Pied 1 for 3 with a single. Ooh, not a bad swing, or not a good swing. 0-2. So 1 strike away for Coke. he got him. Strike three. Cope nails this one shut. The A strikes out, and the Tigers with a comeback win here today, scoring a 5-run eighth. Tigers win the final game of the series, 6-2. Back with more.